Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. So I know it's been a while. I know I've not put anything out for a while, but I blame it on the weather. The weather is pretty naff at the moment. But yeah, so I'm over the 100 subscriber mark. Big thank you for all those who've subscribed currently. I know that 100th subscriber was Chloe, so cheers for that. But I thought I'd come out with a bit of a new concept, so I can do it when the weather's not great. So I've decided to call this concept cars that I can't afford, and I thought a great baseline would be the Porsche 911 GT3 RS. Now, the current problem with this car is yes, it starts at £192,000. Once you spec it up, it'll be about 250 grand, if not 300,000. And I know at the moment, I think the market's changing a little bit now. It's probably becoming a lot more available. But the original case was you had to buy 10 Porsches that you definitely didn't need just to be considered really to buy one of these. So it was a very sort of hard to get car. I think they went down the route of Ferrari in the sense that you had to have certain Ferraris in order to get this sort of special edition one, which I find a bit mad. Like you should just be, if you're making enough money, you should just be able to buy the car you want there and then. But I suppose it's all about exclusivity, and what's not more exclusive than GT3 RS. But then saying that now, you look on Auto Trader and there's countless of them now. There's more than there were available, so swings and roundabouts and all that. But today I'm going to come up with my sort of dream spec GT3 RS if I had the money. Starting price is considerably more money than my house at the moment, so right. So the first thing we want to do when we're specing a GT3 RS is the colour. Now the current colour it's showing is shark blue. Now I don't know about you, I mean it looks good, I like my blues, but I could do with something a little bit different. And you could go down the route of going for a racing yellow, which I do love a racing yellow. So it could be quite tempting, and it is the stock colour. You could also go for a subtle colour, which would be GT Silver Metallic, or you could go for ice grey, which again is more sort of normal, bit subtle. Another colour you could go for is Ruby Star Neo, and I've seen these in person, they do look really good, but again, it's a very questionable choice if you were to go for something like that, so I probably won't go for that today. You could go down the route of the Matt Armstrong spec, you could go for an ultraviolet, but I think today, just because I saw it in person not so long ago, would be to go for the cream white colour. Now, I don't know about you, but it does look kind of, say, latte coloured. I'm colourblind, so colours may seem different to you, a lot different to you than they do to me, but I like the cream white, so that's the spec of paint that we'll be going for. Now, another option that you could pick is what kind of coloured wheels you got. You've got the choice of aluminium and magnesium. Now, if you go for the magnesium ones, it is going to spec the Muzak pack. To be fair, every 911 GT3 RS is having it, and I suppose if you've got the money, you might as well. So, and because I like gold alloys or bronze, whichever colour they are, I think it really works. Like, I think bronze and gold wheels are becoming a lot more of a thing now. People are shifting more from black. Some people are actually going from black back to silver, but I'm seeing a lot more people, and especially higher end cars, going for this sort of bronze, goldy kind of alloyed look. Okay, so in terms of the interior, as standard, obviously with the Muzak pack, you do get these sort of race carbon bucket seats that they've called. What's the exact name of them? Well, they're just called full bucket seats, of course. Usually they come out with a bit of a wacky name, like all premium brands do, but hey ho. So the colour that it automatically comes with for your contrast stitching is sort of silver GT colour. Now, I suppose that is a bit of a neutral colour, but I suppose if you're going to make it a little bit more special, maybe you want to go down the red route. Does that actually change the back? Oh yeah, so it sort of changes the backs of the seats and the text as well. I think for this option I will probably just stick with the silver, just because the red might be a bit too much, and I haven't really got any other red accents. Because have a look at the reds in the car, the only one you've got is probably this little button down here below the gear shifter. But the gear knob itself also has yellow text on it, and I don't think yellow would quite work with the colour scheme. Again, the mad thing about speccing these cars, and I mean it's just mainly German cars, especially, and even like the higher brand Italian cars. They just charge an arm and a leg. I suppose you're paying 25 grand for the visor pack, and it gets you all the little bits that you need, like all the little carbon bits and things like that. But still, you can buy a Golf for that. You can buy a decent M140 or M240 for that. You can even get yourself an M4, to be fair. But I suppose if you're probably like a rich Arab or someone in the middle of a desert and you've got an oil rig in the back of your garden, then of course you're going to be able to afford it. Or if you've done really well on crypto or something, you're probably going to have one. But average Joe like me, I really can't afford one of these. If going back to the wheels again, if you wanted to have different colors, you can go for red and blue. I'm not going to go down that option. I'm just going to keep with the gold, I think. I mean, I could go for silver, but it looks a bit plain. And I could go for a dark satin, which I suppose works, but I don't know. The black is good. I mean, it looks mean, but nah. Red. Nah, I've actually seen this in person. I'll put a photo of one. I saw it at the garage the other day whilst I was about to film on mate's M4. That video is coming soon. The red did look quite nice with the spec that I had, but with this colour, it definitely doesn't work. So I'm going to stick with the gold wheels. You can spec things like ISOFIX, but I suppose if you're going to be buying one of these cars, you either have children that have already moved out, or you don't have children at all. So I don't really need it. I mean, at the end of the day, the kid's going to probably shoot forward for the dash anyway. So swings and roundabouts. You can include seat heating, but again, you'd have to take out your 18-way adjustable seats. And I think if you're going to have a car like this, you're probably not going to be dailing this thing, let's be honest. Okay, so you get the option of the Muzak package without a roll cage, which is what is selected, or you get the Muzak package with the roll cage. So that will come with the fire extinguisher on that one. But really, this should have. That's mad though. Like having to pay an extra $4 grand for some scaffolding in the back of your car and a fire extinguisher. Right, but anyway, it's Porsche and they can do what they want. Did it change my wheels? No, good. That's what we like. Exterior, you can go for these accent package logos, so you can change the text. Now, I have previously done one of these before. I tried to match it to this colour, but I think I'm just going to leave it as is. Sort of like the black, it works for the rest of the car, so might as well just stick with that. Exterior, well, you don't really need to spec any carbon on it because it's got it all. You can have these courtesy lights. You can have these courtesy lights, they are £116. I'll be honest, just get them off Temu, mate. For £6. Like, save yourself £110 on that. Jesus Christ. Lettering. Now, I don't know about you, but looking at these wraps, yeah, very questionable. I mean, I suppose the blue one works and the yellow one just looks like you're advertising for Subway. So, I'll be honest, not a massive fan of Subway. Bit overpriced. Powertrain and chassis. Well, unfortunately for you, if you're buying one of them, if you have the money to buy one, you can only have it with an auto. Now, I can see why Porsche has done this. You want to be track focused. You want to have both hands on the steering wheel at all times and maximize your laps, your lap times and performance and things like that. So that's why they don't come with a manual. But I also suspect it's because the manuals won't be able to handle with the power that this car produces. In terms of lights, I'd say the lights that it's got on it are already good. You can get them tinted. And you get different types, so you can get the PDL pluses and things like that. I'll be honest, I don't know too much about the lights. There's PDL, System Plus, and I suppose it's something to do with the adaptiveness, so when you're driving along, it will blank out part of the beams whilst you're driving along, so it doesn't dazzle other users. Sounds good in theory, but I think we all know that it doesn't always really work. I'll be honest, it's only passed multiple Audis with the system before, especially coming back on a late night, probably about 10 o'clock at night, and you can see them coming and it's full beam, and then about 20 meters away it'll just be like, okay, I'll stop blinding you. And it's like, okay, well maybe it's a bit late, I'm probably in a hedge by now, but hey ho, thanks for that. Another thing you can option on this car is Privacy glass. Now, I don't know about you, but I find privacy glass just makes everything look better. You can also do other things like tint the backlights. I'll be honest, I'm a bit half and half really. I kind of like the normal red, but then at the same time, I kind of like them tinted. So I think I might just keep them tinted really, because the rest, you know, we're going for this sort of black, creamy off-white coloured white and sort of gold bronzy alloys. So we'll keep those. So yeah, in regards to the car colours, you have got a bunch of selections. You've got the Subway spec, as I call it, which is like yellow with these green triangles. No idea why you'd want to choose that. You've also got your pink pig design, which I believe is a throwback to Le Mans. I'll put a little photo on here. I have the car in Forza. That's the only thing I can tell you about it. Don't know too much about that history. Or you can have a simple basic Porsche one. Now, I don't know about you, but I would much rather save my £269 or even £537 for the outdoor one, and I'd just put it in a garage, because I'm probably rich enough, if I had this car, to put it in a garage. So you can also buy this lovely leather luggage set. Now, yes, they look very nice. Yes, they look very fancy, kind of race-like. But at £4,416, absolutely not. Like, I know it's probably been designed to put them in certain format in a certain way, somewhere in the trunk, if it's the front, if it's got one, or you just chuck it in the back with your roll cage. So I think I'll pass on that. At £4,000, I'd much rather just buy a normal suitcase. Now, other things you can buy are traffic sign recognition. I'm surprised it doesn't have it on a car at this price, which I don't get with the Germans. Like, take my 240i for example. Brand new, that car would have cost like £40,000. It didn't even come with Apple CarPlay, and it doesn't even come with traffic sign recognition. And sometimes they don't even have a digital speedo. You have to get that coded in with like Carly, or if you know a guy, type of thing. Which I find crazy. The fact that they're charging you on top of the 240,000 that we're at, I want to charge you another £339 just to put it in. Like, it's balmy to me, because the one thing you want to be able to see is the speed limit. Now, everybody should know what the speed limit is. But if you're on a road that doesn't really have many signs and you're a bit unsure, where you think you feel like it's a 40, but it's a 30 or even a 20, you want to know this information, right? So just add it as standard. Like, it costs nothing. Bloody Ford Fiestas have things like that as standard, so it's just really balmy, to be honest. Park assist, rear including reversing camera. Now again, something like that should already be included. You're already paying the price. Again, we've just clicked over £240,000, and it's £1,000. It's £1,000 for a really tacky camera that sits in the back of your car and some sensors that tell you when you're a bit close to a wall. Mad. It's mad prices. Other things you can get are home link. Now, home link, if you don't know, is when it sort of like links up to your garage door. I'll be honest, I don't have that. I don't have houses with gates, so I don't really need it. And you can probably get it installed afterwards, so it's not too much of an issue. Light design pack. Now, £400 is a lot of money, but I do like my interior lighting. I think I'll just lift up the cabin, so I'm gonna pick that. Smokers package. Now, be honest, don't smoke cigs. Don't need it, and I'm not even gonna. Even if I did smoke, I won't want to smoke in this car anyway. Bose surround sound. Now, I'm really shocked this doesn't come with a Muzak pack. Like, have it included. They charge you £4,000 for a roll cage. Why not chuck in the speakers as well? But I guess that's Porsche for you. So, but we need better sound, so we're going to pick it anyway. And that's it, really. So the dream configuration is done. We've got all the options that we have. We've got the forged magnesium lightweight alloys in gold. We've got the paint to sample, which, Jesus Christ, £12,500 for paint. Go to B&Q, get a tin of Dulux, paint your car. But yeah, we've got that. It's 12.5 grand. Somehow, we've got the Muzak pack with all the race tech and black GT silver stitching. Again, we've got the pack. If you don't know what the pack is, essentially, again, just to recap, it's mainly stabilizers on front and rear axles. You've got loads of little carbon bits. It just sort of makes the car a bit more sort of track focused, and it reduces weight as well, which again is beneficial if you're trying to hit lap times on a track. But in day-to-day real life world, you're probably not going to be doing that unless you want to clip a roundabout at the apex. Maybe if you're doing a bit of a cheeky overtake on one of them, but still. We've also gone for this sort of tinted lights, the design, the tail lights, and privacy glass as well, just make it a little bit more stealth-like, even though it's sort of like an off-white, creamy kind of colour with bright gold alloys. Tech-wise, we've got the bows, we've got the light design, park assist, and traffic sun. So, most expensive option on here is obviously the Muzak pack, which I'm really baffled at why you even have to spec that when you're paying X amount for a car. It should already just be the car because everyone's going to pick it anyway. No one's going to not pick it. But at £29,600, it could be yours. But yeah, so overall, we're at a nice, tasty £241,809. There's probably something that I've missed. Like, oh yeah, I have. Yeah, I've missed the PFF. So just making sure the entire front doesn't get stone chipped to death. So yeah, that's brought the price over. Is there anything else that we need to add? I don't think there is. I can't spec the colour of my brake calipers, which is a shame. I really want gold ones. But that's how we are. But I think overall, it's a nice little tasty spec. You don't see many Porsches in this colour. And I think just the contrast of the gold and the black and the carbon and the sort of creamy colour, well, it is to me. Don't know if it is to you. Yeah, I think we've got a really nice tasty spec here. But yeah, if you enjoyed my rant and my sort of walkthrough of my spec, and you have any suggestions, please drop them in the chat below. I'll see what cars are available, what cars you want me to look at, and then I'll do a sort of spec video on them as well. But for now, thank you guys for watching. Hope you like the segment. Subscribe to my channel as well. I'm going to be bringing out some new content, hopefully in the next week or two. Yeah, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.